What's going on, guys? Talking to you from about the south side of Da Nang. As you can see, you've got the beautiful beach behind me, and down there is, all the skyscrapers and all the cityscape. So today I want to walk you guys through why so many people are moving, not just to Vietnam, but to Da Nang. And, this is something I didn't even realize before I got here. Now, I've been here about 3 or 4 months now, just exploring, doing my thing, meeting people, networking, and just seeing what the vibe is. Before I came here, I didn't even know anything about the place. I didn't really know that much about Vietnam. Didn't know anything about Da Nang. I was actually going to go to Ho Chi Minh or Nha Trang. I heard of those two places more than I ever heard of Da Nang. And luckily I made the best decision ever, because this is probably one of the best places that I've ever lived and experienced in Asia. I would say that a lot of people are moving here for the same reasons as me. And so I want to walk you guys through why this is one of the places where all the digital nomads and expats are moving to. There's a few major reasons. So let's just jump straight in. By the way, where I am at right now is right outside the Pullman Resort. So this area of the beach is where all the resorts are. I think it's probably going to rain in about 20 minutes, which is why it's a little bit dark. And who knows, maybe we'll capture some lightning and thunder on camera. But yeah, this is a little bit more of the quiet area, although it does look like there is a lot of people in the background over there. As you can see, you've got mountains all the way down there and everything. Like, that's the north side of the island. This is sort of, it's not an island, the north side of the city. And yeah, this is sort of the south side. Further south, which is in the direction that I'm facing, is Hoi An, or Hoi An, which is about 15 minutes away, something like that. Also a beautiful place. But anyway, I digress. The reasons why everyone is moving to Da Nang. So number one, it is probably the cheapest place I've ever been to in Asia. Far cheaper than Thailand, far cheaper than Bali. Bali was actually really good a few years ago before COVID. Since COVID and the pandemic, every single life coach has moved there. Every single influencer, everyone and their dog is there now. So the tourist price has gone up. Nothing wrong with Bali, it's a great place, but Da Nang hasn't quite experienced that tourist boom just yet. Although a lot of people are moving here for the reasons that I'm about to reveal to you today, as well as because it's so cheap. Right now I'm living in a 1-bedroom apartment. It's got a living area, living space, it's got a kitchen, beautiful bedroom, little balcony, lots of light coming into the room because I like it, into the living room. And that's about 500 Australian dollars a month, which is roughly 250, 300 US dollars a month. That includes cleaning every week, includes internet, it includes everything actually, except I think the air conditioning, like the electricity. So super cheap, guys. I actually just did a video exploring the richest neighborhood here in Da Nang called Euro Village 1. This neighborhood, you can go and check it out, the video. It's got massive mansions, guys. Like, I'm talking pretty much castles, right? And these places are worth 3,000 US dollars a month if you want to rent it. I wasn't paying far off that in Australia for where I was living. I was just living in, I would call it a bit of a penthouse, but it wasn't really. It was a 1-bedroom apartment with a nice view in the Gold Coast. I was paying about 560 Australian dollars a week just to live there. So you can live in an absolute mansion here in Da Nang for 3,000 US. So the price difference here compared to the West is just outrageous. So that's why a lot of people are moving here, especially remote workers and entrepreneurs that have online business. For me, it's allowed me to invest more money into my staff. I'm able to hire more people, more contractors. I can buy more software, all because I'm not spending thousands of dollars every single month, to live in Australia or the UK or, a more expensive place. So number one is it's very cheap. The food, you're looking at maybe a few dollars, depending on what you eat. I like to eat a little bit nicer, so I'm probably spending about $10 a meal, but it's still a far cry from what I spend in Australia. It's about $25 a meal plus, right? If you want to get a beer, even more. When I went back to Australia for Christmas to go see my family, I went to the pub. I got a steak and a beer, and I think it was like $50 or $60. So just an outrageous amount of money. Here, I mean, it's a quarter of that. So your money goes a lot further, especially if you work online. Obviously, if you got a 9 to 5, you ain't going to be able to stay here too long. If you work online, you're a remote worker, then you're hopefully getting paid in US dollars, Australian dollars, whatever it is. And therefore your money goes so much further. At the moment, I'm pretty much just eating every day out. So breakfast, lunch, dinner. I like to cook my own food because I like going to the gym. If you've seen in my other videos, I like doing a bit of the fitness thing. It's just good for your mind. But you can definitely get away with just eating out every single day, and there's a variety of different food here. The place is set up for expats, guys. So Hoi An is the main area where you can go and get all your expat food. Mayan/An Thong or An Thawong. I don't know how to pronounce it. Someone's going to rip into me in the comments, no doubt. But you can go there, you can get all of your expat food that you want, all the things that you were used to back home. I like to go to Italian restaurants. I like to have, you know, poke bowls. I like to get Japanese food, things like that, as well as the Vietnamese food. But if you go to my An Thong, it's obviously a little bit more expensive, is my point, but it's still far cheaper than if you were going to be buying food in Australia or the West. So number one, guys, is that it is extremely cheap to live here. Number two, it's actually very well connected to the rest of Asia and the rest of the world. If you want to go from Da Nang to another place, you can go to Taiwan directly from Da Nang. You can get to KL, very short flight from Da Nang, and from KL in Malaysia, Kuala Lumpur, you can go anywhere in the world. So it's actually very well connected. One of the cool things about Da Nang as well, guys, is although this is the beach and I mean beautiful sceneries, that says it all. I don't even need to bring that up as one of the reasons. Just 10 minutes away is the airport. And it's a very easy airport to get to and go through. It's not ultra busy yet. I think they're actually expanding it or building another airport. I remember reading something recently. Don't know when that's going to happen, but it's not busy or anything. It's very easy to get through it. The airport's nice. It's got food in there and everything. And it's just a chilled vibe to get around. I like traveling. Da Nang is a really good base for me. And it means that every few months when I've got to renew my visa, I can get away for a month and I can go live somewhere else, and it's very easy to move around somewhere from the airport that's here. Can't speak for Ho Chi Minh, can't speak for Hanoi, but Da Nang is super easy. 10 minutes to the airport. If you live in the city, it's 10 minutes to the beach. So it's just a very good quality of life in terms of getting around. Unlike a place like Jakarta or Manila or even Bangkok, there's very little amount of traffic. You can just jump on a bike. I usually just get a Grab motorbike and they just take me somewhere for like 14,000 dong, which is like a couple of dollars each ride. Okay, so you can just Google what that is in your own money. You can obviously do that in Bangkok. You can get on a motorbike and get around very easily, but it's a bit more difficult in places like Manila and Jakarta where there's just a lot more traffic. Luckily, there's just not enough traffic here for it to be a big issue. A lot of the expats and the digital nomads that live here, they'll just rent a bike. Now, I did this for a few days and I actually didn't like it because of the way that they ride their motorcycles here. The way that the roads work here is just, I'm not used to it. It's a little bit wild. If it's something that you want to do, then go ahead and do it. I will be honest, though, I've seen a lot of expats, digital nomads out there that have, you know, injuries on their legs. They've got broken feet, broken legs, broken arms. They're limping around because they've been in some kind of accident. The way I see it is that if I get a Grab, that particular person has grown up here. They understand the roads and how things operate. So I'd rather just jump on the back of their bike and they can take me where I want. I don't have to stress about it, guys. As you know, an entrepreneur, as a remote worker, you've probably got other things to worry about. You don't want to be using all of your brain power just going from like your apartment to the gym. You know what I'm saying? So I just jump on the back of the bike, nice and easy, but it's totally up to you. It's not like Bali, guys. It's not like Phuket. The road rules are completely different. You'll know when you come here, but very easy to get around. Now, in terms of like, you know, culture and the tourism and all that kind of stuff, there's a heap of things that you can do here. I'm not one to go out and do all this touristic stuff. I like to explore the place based on like what real life people do. But if you want to go and check things out, they've got like Asia Water Park. They've got the Barnett Hills, I think it's called, which I believe is down actually in that direction. I'm probably butchering the name again, but they've got, you know, the big bridge and everything with the hand that you can walk across. They've got all that. And like I said at the beginning of this video, you can go down to Hoi An, which I checked out, which is beautiful. I went on a weekend, ridiculously busy, more busy there than it is around here. Maybe it's because it's a smaller place and everyone just wants to go to that one destination in Hoi An that has like all the shops and the stores and the marketplaces. But it's worth checking out. Very beautiful place, nice beaches. I would imagine if you live down there, it's probably cheaper. And Monday to Friday would probably be less busy. Could be wrong, but that's just my experience of it. I prefer Da Nang because you've got the city, right, as well as, you know, the beach, and there's just more going on, right? I'm more of a city guy, but I actually like it here because this reminds me a little bit of the Gold Coast or Miami in the US. So, you know, if I want the beach, I've got that. If I want to go out into the city, I can do that as well. But in terms of the culture, I mean, for me, I've never been more at peace, just generally with my life and my lifestyle than when I have been here in Da Nang for the last few months. The stress that I have felt in my chest over the last couple of years, just from being an entrepreneur. For those of you that know, I mean, sometimes it's tough. Like you're always trying to, you know, get more customers. You've got to retain your customers, improve your business. You compare yourself to others. It's just like a mindset thing that you're always constantly stressed and it's just part of the lifestyle. You just accept it after a while. Since I've been here in Da Nang, I've been able to totally remove that away from my chest, and I can just focus on, you know, myself, my mindset, my mentality. And part of that, I guess, is because I'm next to the beach and the low cost of living, but also, there we go, guys, there's a thunder. I don't know if you could hear it, but it's coming. But yeah, it's a low cost of living, so you don't have to worry about how much money you're spending each day. You're able to save money. That's a real big thing. When you're a business owner, you want to try and save money, not just invest it back into your business all the time. But it's also because of the culture here when it comes to like coffee shops and things like that. So I love the fact that, you know, I can wake up in the morning, I go downstairs because I live in an apartment and there's heaps of different coffee shops. I can just sit at a coffee shop with my coffee. I can take my Kindle book. I can do my reading for the day. You know, I can do whatever it is that I need to do and just kind of chill and relax, listen to my podcast, wherever it is. And you can do that at any point in a day, any time in a day. You can do it weekends. And I know you can probably do that in the West, but it's not quite the same. It's hard to kind of explain how it operates here, but it's just very relaxed and chilled vibe, guys. You can just sit there on the street and you can just kind of people watch. And it really is my type of vibe, you know? So that's why I like the city aspect of it, because you've got, you know, that chilled, like coffee shop, chilling out vibe, you know? So yeah, these are all the main reasons why Da Nang is somewhere that a lot of people basing themselves. For me, I've been looking around for a long time on where to base. Philippines is an excellent base. I've made videos about the Philippines. Malaysia is also an excellent base. Thailand, of course, is an excellent base, but the problem with Thailand is visas and things like that. They're a lot more strict if you live there and you leave to do visa runs. At the moment, touch wood, Vietnam's a little bit more chilled about it. So if you base yourself here for, let's say, $300 a month, which is literally nothing, you can go away for a month and it's not a big deal. So you can do your visa runs for a little bit longer. I definitely wouldn't recommend that you go away for a day or a couple of days and then return back to the country. And I would never recommend anyone does that with any visa run in any country, because I think it's just stupid. Like, you may as well go away for a week, and, you know, because it's cheap, you can afford to do that here in Da Nang. If you can't afford to do that, you shouldn't be here, you shouldn't be traveling, you should be working on yourself, working on your business, working on your income, right? But for many of us watching this channel, we're in a position that we can do that. So you pay your $300 a month, you go away for a month, you can live in Thailand for that month, you can live in Malaysia, Philippines, Laos, whatever, Cambodia, China, you can go anywhere you want, go home, whatever, right? And so it just makes it very easy for you to move around and to base yourself here. In terms of residencies and things like that, I'm not an expert on it, so I'm not going to talk about it. I think it's quite difficult to get citizenship. But in terms of getting a temporary residence visa, that's relatively easy. You simply need to open a business. You can do that by speaking to a legal advisor. Links in the description below, guys, if you want to learn how you can make a connection or network with legal advisors, financial advisors, real estate agents in Vietnam, as well as the rest of Southeast Asia. I've been traveling around Southeast Asia for a very long time. I've got networks with a lot of people, built friendships with a lot of these people, and I'll be more than happy to recommend those people to you. But from what I have learned from speaking to these people here in Vietnam, if you want to remain here for a long period of time, beside, you know, getting married to a local Vietnamese girl, you can set up a business. You can do that on your own. You don't need a Vietnamese partner. You just have to invest a little bit of money. How much money depends on who you speak to as a legal advisor, I'm sure. Or you can partner with, you know, a Vietnamese person. And if you're only doing it to get a residency, right, to get a residence in Vietnam, then you don't need to open a business with the intention of generating a profit. So you don't have to worry about someone taking advantage of you or anything like that. You can simply open a very simple coffee shop or something along those lines. From what I've been told and from what I have heard from my own conversations, but I'd always recommend you guys do your own research and not just listen to me. Like I said, I'm not an advisor, I'm not an expert on this. It's just from my communication of people. But if you want to learn more, or you want to find out who you can speak to about those things, let me know in the comments below. Or join the community in the description below this video, and I can send you to the right person to speak to. So guys, I'm gonna get going because I'm almost certain it's gonna rain. I don't know if you guys can hear the thunder, but it's coming. So I'm gonna love you and leave you. If you enjoyed this type of content with the background, let me know in the comments below. If you've got any questions, let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like, subscribe to the channel for more content like this, and I'll see you in the next one.